first things first, congratulations on the pickup for Elementary.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, we just heard this morning. It's great. Yeah.
So we're nearing, I guess we're kind of getting into the tail end of the season, right? So what can we expect for the remainder of this season?
Probably, obviously, we're starting in on our end run for Sherlock and his father, who's played by John Noble. We've started to knock over pins as we get to our last little batch of episodes. The final 4 will really be focused on him and Sherlock and the partnership with Joan, and we'll see who comes out alive.
Are you already thinking as well about the next season, how you're going to kick things off there?
Yeah, we are. Next year will be a big season for us. In that we'll hit our 100th episode. But yeah, we're looking ahead. Not necessarily figuring out season arcs or recurring guest cast just yet. I've recently started talking to Ophelia Lovibond, who played Kitty Winter last year and did an amazing job for us. We're trying to figure out a time that will, fit in her schedule and ours, and have her come back to the show. And there are a couple of other people we'd like to see come back. But yeah, beyond that, it's the big stories. The big stuff will come after we've all had a little break.
That's really interesting. You have such this kind of big universe and all these characters, and implications from past episodes that matter now. How do you track all of that, and is it difficult?
I have a lot of help tracking it. The entire staff. We all have this encyclopedic knowledge now of the show and the canon. I think the greatest risk now that we're 4 seasons in is that we don't start repeating anything. There are actually things from the first season I'm starting to forget. It's kind of a strange and scary feeling, but yeah, we have lots of help all over the place.
So speaking of canon, you guys have done such a great job at basically reimagining the Watson Holmes relationship for 21st century. Now, 4 seasons in, is it getting challenging to continue to come up with cases that are worthy of the duo?
It's definitely the hardest part of the show. Any writer on our staff would tell you that. But it always happens. It always gets done. The first season, I think I worried that we would run out of things, but the staff is incredible. So many people come up with so many different, pieces and elements that make their way into different episodes. So even though it's really hard and we tear our hair out, that always seems to get done. And so I've found the deeper we get into the run of the series, it's harder and harder to come up with the character stories and, what's new for the partnership in this season or in this episode, or, how is Joan's life changing for having been a detective now for 4 years, or where is Sherlock with his sobriety? Those are they're still the most satisfying parts of the show, but I think we sweat a little bit more as we come up with those.
In a recent episode, you did an adaptation of Hound of the Baskervilles, and I'm curious, can we expect more of that sort of thing?
Yeah, I'd say once or twice a season we don't just dip our toe into the canon, we jump right in. Robert Wolf, who's been on the show 3 years now, just had a take that fit. It was a lot of fun. For those who, for anyone who hasn't seen the episode, I guess I don't want to give things away, but Robert, I'll put it this way, I always felt Hound of the Baskervilles was the one story we would never touch because it's just too insane. There's no way to pull off a giant spectral hound running around New York City. But Robert found a way. Science has somehow gotten to the point, real science has gotten to a point where we can tell a story about this kind of stuff and have it not be completely made up.